Hey guys, what is up? Robert Romero here. Hey, look, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my body transformation and what I've gone through over the past probably about 10 months. And it's been a gradual process, but nevertheless, it's been fairly consistent and it kind of gained momentum along the way. So, originally I was about 210 pounds is when I started, really started to kind of look for ways to cut my weight and to get a little healthier. And at first, it wasn't a fitness program, I can honestly say, but it gradually turned into that. So at first, it was just kind of like, just hey, I'm gonna work out, and that's gonna get me, healthier. So that's kind of how I started out. I started doing little things like that, like just exercising and lifting weights. And I was pretty fortunate at the time. I had a trainer that we had that would train us during lunch, and that was extremely helpful because that helped show me some of the proper techniques and some of the things that I need to do in order to get myself in shape and the areas that I need to focus on. So that helped quite a bit, is to have that personal trainer. So I think it was about maybe 6 months that we had that personal trainer, and I learned an enormous amount of stuff from him, Alistair Buchanan. He's a great trainer. He's over at HealthFit, if you guys ever want to see him. But he really helped to focus on the proper things for your body type and your age, really helped to ensure that you were doing the proper technique. So that was a good start. And since we had the trainer, we would work out at lunch, and that was kind of something I had to do I think it was every Tuesday and Thursday when we first started out. So those 2 days I had to go in and work out, and I had to go in and get that exercise. So that's kind of how it started, and I was doing that, and I was feeling better, and I was feeling really sore. I still looked the same, and I wasn't dropping any weight, and I was still 210 pounds, and but I was more active. So I think that kind of helped my ligaments and my joints and all that kind of get acclimated to the exercise. But nevertheless, I really didn't see a whole lot of improvement during that time. So as time went on, that kind of took place, and I've worked out with groups and with friends and so forth, and it's fun. We have a good time. We do get a good workout too. There's not a whole program around it. It's an exercise, and you do get some benefit out of the exercise, and you do feel sore and feel a little bit stronger. But nevertheless, there's other components to the overall program that you need that were lacking at that time. So as time went on, I kind of got to the point where I wanted to get a little bit better and get a little bit more fit. I was still at 210 pounds. I looked exactly the same. I've been working out for about, 4 months. And I looked at myself, man, I'm not getting any progress, man. This is hard. And it was really hard. So nevertheless, I just kept at it. What I did is, at some point I decided that I'm just going to look for the things that are really bringing me down, or what's really keeping my weight up, make some changes in that area. And so I looked at myself, and I was basically drinking alcohol every night of the week. Monday through Sunday, I was drinking wine. At the time, it helped me to fall asleep. And Monday through Friday, well, even on the weekends, I needed it to go to sleep. So I would drink a couple glasses and then, get tired and go to sleep. So needless to say, as I started to exercise more, I started to get tired from the exercise, and that's really what put me to sleep. And I got to the point where, okay, I'm going to cut this wine out. And so I cut it out I wasn't drinking during the week, Monday through Friday. I said, okay, I'm going to cut it out during the week. I can't cut out weekends. I usually am doing something, I go out, do whatever. But realistically, I can cut out Monday through Friday. So I did. And I stopped drinking during the week, and I was exercising more, and I was still able to go to sleep. And immediately I dropped 5 pounds. So I noticed about a week later, maybe a week and a half, I weighed myself, and immediately 5 pounds just dropped right there. So I kept doing that, and I still do that to this day. I don't drink during the week. Not usually. I mean, if there's a special occasion, a birthday or something like that, obviously there's some exceptions, but for the most part, I don't drink during the week. So that I dropped 5 pounds, and then I looked at, what else am I doing? And I noticed that, my mom was living at my house, and she was cooking every night, and she was cooking, all the good stuff that I like, and I was eating a lot of it, and it wasn't exactly the healthiest. So I realized, that's a big area, that's a big problem right there, and I'm eating too much. So I told her to stop cooking, and so I ordered these meals online from Freshly, and so they deliver them to you for the whole week, and they're proportionate. They proportion the sizes pretty well, and they're healthy meals. So I started eating those. My mom stopped cooking, and I dropped another 5 pounds. So immediately I dropped 10 pounds just from stop drinking wine, and from eating smaller portions and eating healthier food. So those are two quick things that I did that I got immediate results from. I mean, I'm talking about like within a few weeks of doing that, a week, 2 weeks of actually taking action on both of those, I saw the impact right away. So still I was at 200 pounds, and I was still pretty heavy, and my knees hurt. I was on medications. It was a pretty bad situation, so I got to the point where I was about 200 pounds, and I started exercising. I stepped up my exercising. I started working out after work, because I had been working out at lunch, and it's kind of quick and kind of not, you're in a rush and so forth. So I started working out after work, and I felt that gave me a little bit of a better opportunity to spend more time in the gym and to get a little bit more focused. And I did. I got a little bit more focused, and I started to lose a little bit of weight, further than 200 pounds. And slowly I started eating less, and I started to lose a little bit more weight, and I started to work out more. I was working out maybe about 4 or 5 days a week, and so that really helped me out a lot. It started to get me kind of going, my exercise program going a little bit better. My meals were getting better. I wasn't drinking. I was taking medication. I was taking a high blood pressure medication. I was taking a high cholesterol medication, and those were having some really bad effects on my body that I didn't realize. I just kind of got into the swing of taking them, and I didn't realize all these negative things that it was doing to me. So I came to the point where I decided I'm not going to take these anymore, and I stopped taking my medications. I stopped taking my blood pressure and my cholesterol medications. Now, I don't advise that to anybody else to do that, but my weight started dropping, and I felt confident that I didn't need them any longer, that I was eating good, I was sleeping good, I was exercising, drinking plenty of water, and eating what I thought at the time was good food, and it was better than what I had been eating, but it still wasn't, I wouldn't say it was clean. It was probably in the middle of dirty and clean. It was somewhere in the middle. But when I first started, I was dirty. My food was dirty, and so it was better, and it was improving. So I went to the doctor, and I got checked and so forth, and he said, yeah, your blood pressure looks fine. And by that time, I think I probably weighed about 180 pounds. So I had lost more weight during that time, and I was heading in the right direction, but my cholesterol was still high. And so at that point, my fitness program started to really kick into high gear. I was exercising at the gym across the street from where I work, City of Irwindale gym. It's okay, So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go to LA Fitness. I just, maybe it's time to go to a bigger gym, more people, better equipment, all that sort of stuff. And let's step up my game, step up my program. And so I did that. I got a membership, and I started going to LA Fitness. And immediately I started working out harder because there's so much motivation there. It was like so many. I thought I was doing pretty good. I thought, hey, I'm doing all right. And I went in there, and all the guys in there are really in good shape, and the girls too. And so it made me work out harder, and so that gave me more momentum. I started working out harder, and I started working out more days of the week. stopped taking my medication. I was eating my freshly meals. I wasn't drinking during the week, and all that started to snowball, and my weight started to drop slowly. My body started to transform. I started to get in better shape. I was actually starting to see results. I could notice on my body I was gaining muscle mass and I was losing fat. Not at the rate I wanted, but still I was making progress. And other people were noticing that too. And that's how I knew. And so as I started to get that encouragement, other people noticing, it started to make me more motivated. And so I got to the point where I was basically working out 7 days a week. So basically I work out during the week, Monday through Friday, and then I work out on the weekends too. And my body started, I used to be really sore when I finished working out when I first started. And now my body has kind of changed. I don't get as sore. I get sore and tired, but I'm ready to go the next day. I don't know how. I'm not that debilitating sore where you can hardly walk or move or anything like that. I don't get like that anymore. So now I'm ready to go the next day, and that's kind of all kind of played hand in hand with my fitness kind of snowballing and getting more serious and starting to lift more and lift a little bit heavier and lift more consistently, and also do cardio. So I've always been interested in fitness, and I've always kind of did some research and did some reading on it and was interested in the topic and just understanding how it all works. And so I started doing more and more of that, and I started to learn more. So the last thing that I did is, I'm stepping up my fitness. I'm working out maybe 7 days a week. And the last thing that I did that made probably the biggest improvement, it just catapulted me into like where I'm at today. I'm basically at about 160 pounds. So I'm at 160 pounds right now. And what that really did it is when all these pieces started to come together, it was my nutrition. It was like, what do I need to eat? What I started researching, what should I eat? How do I build muscle and lose fat? Because that's basically what I wanted to do. So I started researching that and started looking at how do I do that. It's very simple. Obviously, eat protein, vegetables, and carbohydrates, and cut out all the other stuff, all the cheat stuff, because I would eat pizza once in a while. I'd eat burgers, stuff like that. So slowly I started to not be so interested in those foods anymore. I really don't want to eat pizza. And I used to like it, and I still like the way it tastes, but I just don't like the way I feel afterwards. And the same with sweets, like when they bring cake into the office all the time, and I would eat some just simply because it was there and to be hospitable and so forth, and to celebrate a birthday and so forth. But now I can't eat that now because I just don't feel good when I eat it. And so I slowly started cutting some of these things out, and now my nutrition is really tight. It's really focused on the things that I should be eating. It hasn't been perfect, but over the course of like the last maybe 4 months, it's starting to get tighter and tighter and tighter, and it's getting really on point. And I'm really starting to see more accelerated results. So it's not rocket science at all. What they tell you is all true. So now I got my nutrition in line. I've got my fitness now. I'm working out, I'm lifting weights, and I learned how to lift them properly from Alistair Buchanan. He showed me our trainer that we had a couple of years ago, and so I just started utilizing those techniques. So I'm lifting, and I'm recovering, and I'm not drinking, and my sleep. I started to focus on my sleep because I read that you got to have like 7 to 8 hours of sleep to recover. And so I started putting more emphasis on ensuring that I got enough time to rest. And as I worked out really hard and harder and 7 days a week, I started to get tired at night. So I didn't need to do much to when I go to sleep. I was tired, so I would go to sleep, and I was getting 7-8 hours. And all these little pieces started to come together. So yeah, guys, I've lost 50 pounds just gradually by doing that and by learning a little bit more and getting my mind straight. A lot of it has to do with your head and your mind. I've got to say, you really got to want to do this. You really got to want to improve yourself. I didn't want to be on medication. I didn't feel good. And after I went off of it, and then I tried to take a small dose again, because my doctor was telling me I needed to, I could, then all those bad effects were apparent even more. I felt depressed. I had insomnia, and that's the reason it made me stay up at night. And that's the reason why I was drinking, is because I was on that medication, and then I needed the drinking to make me go to sleep. So it was just a vicious cycle. So, after about a few days, when I started to do that, I just didn't like the way it felt. And I said, you know what, I'm not going to take this stuff, and I'm just going to go 100% on my fitness and my eating and get my health in order. And that's what I've done, and that's where I'm at. And, I've lost 50 pounds, maybe a little bit more than 50. I started off at about 210. Now I'm down to, I weighed myself this morning. I'm under 160. Right now I'm just focusing on my body fat. I think my body fat was at like 23 when I first started, because I have the scale that measures your body fat as well. Now I'm down to 16%. So it was 23%. I'm down to 16% in body fat. So I'm really starting to lean and lose fat and gain a little bit of muscle. The muscle part is a lot harder than it was when I was younger. My chest used to get big when I was younger. I just started lifting some weights, my chest would get huge. Now I'm trying to get my chest bigger, and it just takes a lot more work, and it's a lot slower of a progress, but it is getting bigger in other areas as well. I'm not just looking at chest. So anyways, that's my journey. That's what I've done. A lot of it is your mindset, me just making up my mind and having a reason for wanting to be healthy. I just don't want to end up taking these medications and end up losing my testosterone and being real lethargic and low in energy and not feeling good about myself. I just got to the point where I don't really want to be like that, and I want to be the opposite. I want to feel good about myself, and I want to be healthy, and I want to live my life in a way that I can do things, and I can move, and I can run a little bit, and I can do things. So those are the motivations, and it's your family and your friends, and being there for them and for yourself, taking care of yourself. I'm respecting myself a lot more, and I disrespected myself in the past for some reason, and so I feel a lot better. My mood's a lot better. My activities are a lot better. My energy's better. Everything, my thinking, I can focus more. I feel confident. I have more energy. Stronger. I have less fat. My knees don't hurt anymore. My knees used to bother me because I had so much weight, and now I've lost, the 50 pounds. My knees don't bother me anymore, and I can actually do stuff. I feel good. So, anyways, guys, that's my journey. That's what I've done, and it's you can do it too. Anybody can do it. You put your mind to it, and you have a reason, and it is your health, and it is your life. And hey, you look at things where, you just want to be better tomorrow than you were today. Just every day you want to be a little bit better, and that could be that's your fitness as well. That's your personality. That's being happy. That's being grateful. That's performing on your work. That's being a father, being a parent. That's pretty much everything. You want to be a little bit better, and you want to be the best. It's not over yet. For me, I see it like that. It's not over yet. It's not going to end this way. It's going to be better, and I'm going to try and do the best I possibly can. So, anyways, guys, thanks for listening. I know this has gone on a little bit long, but thanks for listening to me. And that's kind of my journey. And I hope this inspires you guys to maybe start something similar. You may not be as in bad a shape as I was, but nevertheless, it's still never a bad idea, to start your fitness journey and to kind of clean up in the different areas. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And anyways, guys, keep smiling, and I will see you guys on the next video.